Hello and welcome back to Clicks on the Side, and today I'm giving you a little bit of a scenario. That scenario is a mad, evil Hydra scientist has taken over a government facility and is now in control of the creatures inside. That's right, we're going to be talking about Arnim Zola today and his Monsterous Menagerie with a 300-point modern theme team build. And of course, we're going to be starting off with super rare number 45 from the Black Panther set, Arnim Zola. Really had to get this piece. It's been a long time since we've had a decent Zola, and I do love how they did his sculpt. Let's see a little eyeball just right there. I thought it was very, very well done. Was very happy to pull him in my brick. Let's take a look at Arnim Zola. He does have the Hydra team ability, Hydra, Robot, Ruler, and Scientist keywords. For this build, he will be at his full dial, 125 points, and he has a couple traits. The first one, Master of Biological Manipulation. When establishing theme teams, friendly characters on your starting force with the monster keyword gain Arnim Zola's keywords and can use the Hydra team ability this game. If two or more opposing characters share a name with each other, they modify their attack +2. Very, very nice. That opens up the door wide open for who you can put on Arnim Zola's team, especially with so many monsters out there now. Second trait is recreating the Super Soldier Serum, Leadership, but succeeds on a 4 through 6. After Arnim Zola uses it and fails, when Arnim Zola uses it and fails, after resolutions generate a mutate bystander. Now, Jeremiah Peterson over to Maker's Market was very kind enough to set me up with a few mutate tokens. So if you ever want to get any custom ones, I recommend looking him up. There's one. He even did them in different designs. Always does great work. You're going to be seeing more of his stuff on the channel. So keep an eye out for those. And then on the back of the card, let's stick with the front and do the powers first. He does start off with Running Shot, Penetrating Psychic Blast, and Impervious without Wit. Range of 5 with 2 targets makes that pin side very, very deadly. Later on, he does just go down to Invuln, and his values do dip dramatically. But you'll see it doesn't really affect him too much. Later on, he does have Mind Control, Poison, Toughness, and Probability Control. And then he finishes out with a epic last click with Sidestep, Pinsai, a Special Defensive Power, and Close Combat Expert. Let's take a look at what that Special Defensive Power is. It is You Have Veiled Zola. Stop. Colossal Mastermind. When Arnim Zola uses it and the chosen character is KO'd, if that character wasn't a mutate bystander, generate a mutate bystander in the square that character last occupied. So if they get to Zola, they knock him down pretty quick. He does get squishy, but he does have ways out of it with his prob. And that stop click is pretty deadly if you have other characters around him to keep him going. With that, with that colossal size added on, he can just pin side people even if they are right beside him. Very, very nice. I really wanted to get this piece and really glad to put a team together based around him. All right, so who is joining the Menagerie? From the Marvel first appearance of Wolverine Iconic set. I've talked about this guy before, and you'll probably see him again. We have the Wendigo. Let me get a better grip there. There we go. Thought they did a great job with this sculpt and an even better job with what he can do. Excuse me, sinuses. All right, Wendigo. No team abilities, but does have the animal, brute, monster, and mystical keywords. He's going to be at 45 points for this build and does come with the trait Curse of the Wendigo. At the beginning of the game, generate a Marie Cartier bystander. When Wendigo is KO'd, choose a friendly character. This game, that character can use Steel Energy and modifies their combat values +1. Has improved movement through blocking. Starts off with hypersonic speed, blades, toughness, and battle fury. Then click number 7, they go to Earthbound Neutralized, which you don't see very often, so we'll go over that. Does have Blades, Claws, Fangs, a special stop click with Battle Fury, and then towards the end he gains some super strength as well. Let's take a look at that special stop click. You can go ahead and ignore Wendigo because that's going to be on his top dial. But Spell of Subjugation, stop. Invulnerability. The first time this click is revealed, after resolutions, give all characters within 2 squares of either Wendigo or Marie Cartier an action token. So just another reason to have that bystander out. As you can see there, she is, gives you some stealth in cap with 3 targets with a range of 5, and also has support, but very squishy with her 15. Jeremiah was nice enough to go ahead and get one of her as well. It's always better when you just have a physical bystander to have on the map. So yeah, the goal of the Wendigo, unfortunately, is to die. At least for this team build, because you're going to want to modify the combat values of one of your other characters that are coming up +1 and give them Steel Energy. But still, even if he's around for just a little bit, he will get the damage in there with that Blades. Next up, hiding in the lab, and yes, I mean hiding because you never know if he was actually there or not. We are looking at Whiz Kids exclusive, number 4 for 2024. Bigfoot, making his debut on the channel. Love this sculpt. When they announced this one, I know I don't. I've had issues with quality control with WizKids in the past, but when they made this announcement, it knocked it out of the park. It was blurry. It was great. Yeah. Had to have this figure. Having said that, there is a quality control issue with it. The figure itself is fine. It is on the card, and I'll show you here. We're getting blurry, boys. All right. We have Bigfoot. Does have team player, team ability, animal, monster, and mystical keywords. Coming in at 60 points. It has a trait, I swear I saw it. Stealth. If Bigfoot is outdoors, opposing lines of fire to him are hindered. At the beginning of your turn, if an opposing character is within 4 squares of Bigfoot, you may place Bigfoot on his card. If you do, at the beginning of your next turn, place Bigfoot on the map within 4 squares of an opposing character. Starts off with a blank movement, super strength. Blank movement, super strength, what appears to be a blank defense, and shape change, and is also giant size. But that is not a blank defense. On the dial and on the card on the back, that is actually invincible. So it should be pink, but it is not. I'm sure, I haven't looked it up. I'm sure if it hasn't been errated, it will be soon enough. So if you're worried about that, he does have 4 clicks of invincible with shape change to start off. Then later on, he gains hypersonic speed, a blank attack. No, wait, is that? I'm sorry, that is precision strike. The pink is just very faint on that one. Toughness and battle fury for his last 4 clicks. So very, very serviceable for 60 points. Bigfoot can put in the work. That's about all he does. But still, just having a nice beefy tank like that can pop in and out will keep your opponent guessing for sure. All right, who else was in the lab? Well, someone else who is making a debut on the channel. I have put off using this figure since I've had it for a while, but I don't like doing meta teams or or going there. Yeah, I know the goal is to win and to be meta, but I prefer fun teams. I prefer unique teams. So I've been putting this off, but for the first time on this channel, we are bringing in Kong. In fact, we're going to have to adjust ever so slightly. There's his pretty face. All right, we have Kong. Just sitting in the lab, chilling out. Kong, I'm sorry, does not have a team ability, but does have animal, celebrity, deity, monster, mystical, and ruler keywords. He will be at 50 points for this build, and his first trait, it has been errated. It is wrestling, dinosaurs, and giant insects. The card reads Kong can reduce penetrating damage. The errata is, I believe, Kong can reduce penetrating damage from characters of it's either equal or less than, or just less than points than Kong. Kong deals penetrating damage if he occupies elevated terrain or is attacking one or more characters with flight or colossal. Very, very good, because you will see quite a bit of flight. It is only 4 clicks long. He does have 3 targets, as you see over there, but no range. He has charge with a 12 attack with a special attack, impervious, and battle fury. Does get super strength there on the second click, and then back to a special attack on his last 2 clicks. Let's see what he has on the back. Trait number 2 is Rampaging Giant Ape. Kong has Safeguard Outwit. If an opposing force has more characters than yours, Kong may be given 2 costed actions a turn and may use willpower twice a turn. That is awesome. And then there is the special attack. It is super strength and quake. When Kong uses quake, he instead deals 3 damage, and after resolutions, generate a Kong wreckage terrain marker. I unfortunately did not pull that out. I do have the wreckage terrain markers. If you are familiar with the Iconic set, it came with, I believe, 3 different ones that you can choose from. Then we do have his stop clicks. Ruler of the Skull Mountain Island. Stop, impervious, regeneration. Regeneration is free, but only if Kong has 2 actions, which is very easy to do if you are able to take advantage of Rampaging Giant Ape. Very, very nice. For 50 points, it is expensive for 4 clicks, but it is a mighty 4 clicks. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's impervious. It can't be outwit, but you can still get penetrating damage through. Well, luckily for Arnim Zola, there was someone else at the lab, a caretaker for these creatures, if you will, and she just has a heart of gold and wants to make sure these creatures are safe. So joining this team from Wheels of Vengeance, common number 10, Night Nurse. And Night Nurse is going to act as Khan's movie star interest that he is constantly trying to protect. Why is that? Because Night Nurse has Defenders, Heroes for Hire, Marvel Knights, Scientist, and a special damage... Kong, you are just way too big for this. There we go. Painkiller. Support adjacent friendly characters that share a keyword with Night Nurse can reduce penetrating damage. So yeah, Kong is literally just going to be carrying Night Nurse around with him everywhere he goes to make sure that he can reduce penetrating damage that's coming his way. And then also, if he does take one, if he's unable to use his regeneration as free, he has her support to help keep him up as well. That gets us to our 300 points for this build. We are also going to throw Ares on there as well, since Wendigo does have blades. I mean, you might as well, just to make sure. if you can get extra damage in with that hypersonic blades combo, why not? There is Ares sideline active if you're not familiar. I know I have gone over it a few times in previous builds. But yeah, that is my take on what I'm calling Arnim Zola's Evil Menagerie team. Let me know what you think, what changes you would make, or if you think this team will find any success. I'm really looking forward to trying it out. I feel like my players at my local game store are not going to be terribly thrilled with it. But yeah, let me know what you think. Thank you very much for joining me. And until next time, this has been Clicks on the Side.